Hi.
Hello?
Hello.
Hey, it's this Hedge?
No, Z. Hi.
Z, hey, how you doing, buddy?
Good. And you?
Oh, pretty good. We are, so everyone can hear us. Hey, everybody. Hey, everyone. Sergeant Board, Kingslayer, Landon, Tom, and Jacob. How is everyone doing? Z, I'm glad you stopped by, dude. This is awesome.
Yeah. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely.
I thought I just stopped by for a couple of minutes.
Yeah, however long you got, we'll take.
Oh, let's see. Probably not so long. Gotta get up at 3 a.m. in the morning tomorrow again.
Yeah,
But,
so is that your normal work schedule, or is that just, or is that something special like for the holidays or with school or?
that's my usual work schedule.
Okay.
I work at the, what is it called? Oh god, I don't know what paket is in English. Package. Well, I work in the package industry, so to speak, and I unload packages from trucks onto a machine that sorts them, and that has to happen really early on in the morning.
Now, is that at like a UPS or a FedEx, or if you just don't want to say, I completely understand.
It's a German thing. It's DHL.
Yeah.
It's half from the government. They pay for it basically, but it's like UPS, for example.
Okay. I believe we have that here in the United States too. They're just not nearly as big, at least where I've lived. They're not as big as FedEx and UPS.
Yeah, they are the biggest in Germany.
Right. But it sounds like they have some government support too, maybe?
Yeah, absolutely. In Germany, there used to be government privilege on that,
Okay.
on all postal services. That doesn't exist anymore. But the post in Germany, it's just the German Post, and the DHL is part of that. Still is the biggest player.
Right on. All right. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate you joining. I'd love to hear your insights. Maybe we can talk about the infamous tier list a little bit. It's fun, right? Like I'm enjoying that. And welcome, invited homie John. Great to see you. Layers, hello. And I got something I think is going to be really cool today. Of course, we're going to do Act 7. But Strands, who, if some of you saw it, submitted that opening that was just brutal. He's an awesome guy. Hedge, how you doing, dude? Strands told me that Apocalypse may be able to take some mighty charge lanes, and there is one in Act 7. And so I tested it very, very quickly last night, and I think he actually can. It doesn't, I'm not totally sure I understand why, but I want to test that out. So we'll go ahead and jump into that. I got to remove, I'm going to remove suicides. I had them on for AQ, and we'll jump right into it. So Hedge, are you okay? Oh, what's up? Iron Patriot RR, how are you? Hedge, are you cool with us talking about your rank up question? Because I thought that was a really good one, especially considering Karate Mike just took his to rank 3. So if you're cool with us talking about it, let me know. And if you prefer we don't, then I'll respect that.
Yeah, I think we need to wait a couple of seconds till the chat catches up.
Yeah, you're right. And I'm not sure what's going on here, but I don't know if you can see it. I can't access. Oh, there we go.
Yeah, talking about AQ, I've just I did the infamous Corvus timeout thing again, and my Corvus just died, and all the damage I'd done to the Apocalypse just vanished. I don't know what's going on there, but that's not what I hoped to see.
No, that's exactly not. Are there any other reports of that? Because remember, this happened a few months ago. And then I don't recall which Kabam employee, but they went on their forums and said, hey, we are testing this out. This is something we eventually want to do. So anytime I hear this, I get a little worried that...
I'm also worried, but I haven't heard anybody else complain about it, and I reported that issue to a couple of chats a few days ago, and nobody else seemed to experience it. Maybe it's a thing with me here, but I still have a couple of revives instead.
Yeah. It never makes you feel better though when you the answer is like, nope, just you. No.
Nah. And I didn't even record it. It's too bad.
Yeah. And there's also that, right? Like when you don't have something recorded, the community, your alliance mates, there's a very healthy skepticism when you're like, I could swear I clicked on the right node. I'm so sorry it took me to the wrong node. And everyone's like,
Yeah.
Sure, buddy.
Yeah, but that reminds me of your little accident.
Yeah.
There. Hatch said absolutely in the chat.
All right. So Hatch, basically it says, I won't wrote exactly what you wrote, but you're looking for some opinions on taking Mole Man to rank 3. You definitely think he's fun and you like the character. And the concern is like, how good is the buff really going to be, right? And I think that's a fair question. I think that always comes down to, right, like how many resources do you have? What content are you trying to get through? And then also keep in mind, this is a game, right? Like this is just a game. And there are certain champions that if they came into the game, I would try my best to get them and then I would rank them. Squirrel Girl is an absolutely great example of that for me. That all being said, Karate Mike took his to rank 3 and he is very happy about it. And it's not, and he's saying that it's not completely dependent on there being a big buff. Like he legitimately thinks he's good. And then I think it was Oregon Dude was on our Discord server recently saying that he legitimately, genuinely likes Mole Man 2. And he really didn't want him messed with. So I think this might be one of those champions where, you know, when they got released, we were all expecting him. And I'm not making fun of Legacy here, but like the skill Corvus, right? Like we were all expecting, right? I think that was it. And we were all expecting that. And then that's not what we got. And then as a result, we all kind of put it away for a while. Maybe he's better than the community realizes. I'm definitely learning that with Kamala Khan, with Hedge and of course Suida and the things they're doing and putting out there. Maybe she's a lot better than I realized. I'm not saying she's like the tippy top tier, but maybe she's pretty good. I'm very curious to hear what our chat thinks of Mole Man 2, and then of course see what you think. What's up, Taters? How you doing?
I've actually never gotten to play with Mole Man really. I think I have a 3-star maybe. I'm not so sure. I don't even have the 3-star ranked up. I think maybe the community was a little fast judging him. But I don't think he's a great champion. He definitely wouldn't go to rank 3 on my count. But I guess there is a point to be made for him to go rank 3 if you really like him. He has some niche things going for him. He's not the only one doing them, but he's pretty cool from his kit, and I think if they tune him up a little bit, why not?
And we're getting a budget Killmonger. Well, as someone who really likes Killmonger, a budget version's not that bad. That wouldn't be bad if that's like where he's at right there. Kais, how are you doing? Aspitosh, how are you? Thank you so much for stopping by. I do know what I'm doing here. Sorry, I'm just enjoying the chat while I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm intentionally doing something. Let's make that clear.
Yeah, so I revived my Corvus, and now I'm just not doing any damage because I really am not that good of a player today's evening. I don't know what's going on there.
Yeah, it's like anything else in life, right? We have our times where we're in the zone, and then we have our others where we cannot do a darn thing. So Luke is saying Mole Man has a great kit, shrugging off debuffs and some great utilities. The problem is just the damage doesn't scale well. Yeah, and I mean, I think that's what they said they were going to do, is they're going to update some of his numbers, which I would think would lead to increased damage. Some of the concern from people who like Mole Man, is that it's going to hurt his utility. So
Yeah, I think MSD said something really good here. Molman lacks damage sustainability. He has a great evade counter at the cost of his damage, and when you get that full ramp up, not only do you lose the true strike, it falls off way too fast. I think that pretty much sums up the problem with Molman right there.
And maybe they're going to fix that. I mean, I've been saying for a while that I think I thought the skill class was going to get a bunch of champions next year that would really bring it up in quality, in general quality, right? Make a larger pool of high quality skill champions. And then Cam pointed out that there's actually a lot of skill champions in the game already. And he thought what they were going to do is just buff them. And like literally 2 days later, this buff got announced and then the Kingpin one. So
yeah,
maybe...
and we already had
Go ahead.
2 of the skills. We had already had 2 skills buffed. I think it's the most buffed class already.
It seems like, and they still need to do a lot more. Astro, I can see Astro is answering a question. I'm sorry, buddy, it's already off of my screen, and I haven't done any gameplay yet. But you're asking MSD to answer. MSD, if you can, or we've got a lot of smart players in the chat. Sergeant Bourne, how you doing? I would, I'd appreciate if people get to it. And then MSD, if you are here, I know if you're like me, sometimes I like to do work or things like that when I'm watching a stream, so I'm not always listening the whole time. I know you just did an Apocalypse stream too. So if you did this, I don't necessarily apologize, but I want to give you credit too. So if you did this, please let me know. But what we're going to do is we're going to take on this mighty charge with the pleasure to burn. And so I see from the way it's written here that the defender will purify all active debuffs and become immune to future debuffs. So this is a different mighty charge. But watch how this works out. Yeah, and Astro,
I'm very curious.
You're not spamming here, buddy. So don't feel bad about repeating a question. You're also a very long time active supporter of the channel, so you will be interpreted with the best possible intention here. So repeating here, I've explored 6.1, 6.4. Should I explore 6.3 or 7.1? Still not a throne breaker. I'm going to have to leave that up to the chat. I tend to do content and then forget it almost immediately. Like I'm even having trouble remembering some of the lanes I took in 7.1 that I streamed just a couple days ago. But yeah, I think for exactly the reason the Iron Patriot is just saying. I almost think that 7.1 might be a little bit of a I don't want to say a gift. That's the wrong word, but it's supposed to be helping people get to Thronebreaker. I kind of think that Variant 6 might be similar.
I being stuck on 6.3 myself, I definitely suggest do anything else because 6.3 is just it's annoying, at least to me. There's always on each lane there's this one champion you need a specific counter for and probably don't have. If you have at least if you have an account like myself.
Yeah, I mean, that is still just incredibly challenging content. Even with some nerfs and things like that.
Ooh. Yeah. But I mean, it's fine. Yeah, I mean, actually, the damage of Apocalypse doesn't seem too bad.
I think his damage is actually pretty darn good. Like, I think if he came out with 0 utility, we would have we'd have reason to complain about it. But his damage is not bad.
I mean, he's one of the best synergy partners in the whole game, at least.
Oh, 100%.
And I think that combined with his damage is absolutely amazing.
But the whole reason I wanted to take this was to show, at least with this version of Mighty Charge, he has absolutely no problems with it.
Yeah, it looks like he's threading through it, pretty much. I mean, you've taken some hits. He hasn't really lost too much health, and his specials, they are pretty beefy
Yeah,
right there.
I definitely messed up some of the SP1 evades trying to talk and whatnot, and I'm warming up. Let's just call it that. Let's say I'm warming up. Willpower healed me back up a little, but you can yes, Sevek, that's true. You can also reparry. That's true.
Iron Patriot just said the mutant warlock analogy for Apocalypse is pretty good. Great, but not insane damage, and a ton of utility, making him pretty versatile, maybe a bit less than Warlock though. That's pretty accurate, I think.
Yeah, and was that you, Kingslayer? How are you? Yeah, the blocking animation is good. Oh, People's Champ, how are you doing? King of Love, thank you so much for stopping by. Iron Patriot, was that you? Because I've heard that Warlock analogy a couple times, but I feel like it's very much been in my channel, in the comments, or maybe the Discord server. So I think it might have been you. And I think that is a great analogy. And I think we're in a situation where it might be very similar to Warlock, where as we go on, we realize his damage is actually very, very respectable. The Orange Cheeto, great name. No, this is the Pleasure to Burn, Gotta Light, and Mighty Charge path.
Yeah, sorry, I was just looking at the AQ and doing a bit of damage this time around, actually. I think I took 10% off.
There you go.
I don't know how many people actually still play map 5 with, I think it's Pick the Fires or something like that. But this modifier where after 20 seconds you lose all your buffs and your power, it really, really, I hate it. And my team today was Dragonman, Havoc, and Corvus, so I pretty much couldn't use Dragonman and Havoc at all because of that. And only got 2 Corvus charges. Yeah, it's not the best day for a queue today for me.
I feel like that's one of the worst feelings in the game. I mean, obviously dying in war is a terrible feeling, but using items in AQ, it just, I don't know what it is about that game mode.
Yeah, and using items and having a duped Corvus. That combination is what makes it the worst. At least to me.
Yeah.
I mean, there's nothing worse than having to spend units on AQ. At least to me. That just took off 14% of that Hulk. That special. That is insane.
Yeah, and I think
it's just insane. It's
really important to remember how beefy these opponents are when you look at how much damage the specials are doing. These are big boys. This is in fact, let's go ahead and take a look at it. And then keeping in mind that Hulk was poison immune, so we didn't even have the modifier there of the poison debuff. So this is a 428,000 health Hulk Ragnarok. And again, remember the whole point. The reason why I wanted to show Apocalypse is or the reason I'm taking this lane with Apocalypse is because he can handle this version of Mighty Charge, right? The defender is supposed to be purifying all the debuffs, but we're stunning and nothing is happening, and that's due to Apocalypse's kit and ability. King of Love is saying Tiger can solo APOC and AQ. Yeah, that's what I've been told. Iron Patriot got close to a solo Ghost, it looks like. And we got a question here from Smasher the Best. Is Warlock generic worthy? On its face, I'll give my opinion, and then Z, I'd like to hear is on its face, like in a vacuum, as far as the value of Warlock. Yes. That being said, I don't know if I would use a generic on him because while his SIG ability is nice, I don't think it's going to make or break that champion. And generics are just so rare. Whether you're talking about the 5-star and you're really working on your 5-star roster, or you're talking about the 6-star and you're working on your 6-star roster, either way, that's a very, very precious resource that I would maybe hold on to, but that's not a reflection of Warlock's value. He's one of the best champions in the game. So that's what I think.
Yeah, I agree. There are so many champions that need the dupe more than Warlock. I'd rather use it on Ghost. And on Ghost, I probably wouldn't use it either, because I'm not a Ghost player. That being said, I think she's tech gam worthy, but probably not generic, except if you are really good with her. And Warlock, he doesn't really need it. And looking at champs like... was the most... like Doom, for example, he doesn't really need it either, but he greatly benefits from it, I believe. And there are so many champs that need a generic gem more than Warlock. I wouldn't do it. Maybe a tech gem, because there are not that many tech champs that really, really need to be awakened. At least off the top of my head.
Guardian.
Definitely Guardian, but if you want to awaken Guardian, you gotta put some 6 stones in him.
Yeah, you know, and I made the video saying that you had to watch out because of how long Apocalypse's specials took, and yet here I am, and it was even against a Ragthor.
The amount of time his specials take, they give you a chance at timing out. You have a broader window on tapping on the pause button in AQ. I like it.
That's just funny, like, you know, some mistakes you just make and you learn from them, and other mistakes, it's like they never happened.
Yeah. Yeah, it's funny. You talked about Guardian earlier. I have a rank 5 Guardian. I think he's like 26 or something like that.
Okay.
I awakened him and put all my tech 6 stones in him. And it's a great champion, but the SIG 200 would really, really, really give him so much more.
Yeah.
And I think that's something that people should really consider when talking about Guardian. Bring him to a high SIG, because the bleed resistance and the energy resistance get so much better then. His SIG scales really well, I think. At least for me.
I really can't get over it. I'm sure a lot of you have heard me say it so many times. But Apocalypse's kit is just so well put together. You feel like you need something to happen, and he has an answer to it. It's just there. Like even this, like I've talked about how long his debuffs last. They're 25 seconds. Like I just kind of played around with Diablo here, or he played around with me, I guess. And I didn't have to concern at all about those debuffs falling off. Like at no point was I even concerned about it, even for a second.
Yeah. I think they did him justice.
Yeah, I really think they did.
Same goes for Dr. Doom. I mean, I was so excited when I heard Dr. Doom is getting added to the game. And when he got added, I think it took about 1 or 2 weeks till people really realized how good he was. It wasn't right away. And when we saw those first videos of Dr. Doom really smashing everything, I was so happy about how they did him justice, and the same goes for Apocalypse.
Oh, 100% agree. And Let's Go Fam and Orange Cheeto, thanks for pointing that out. I didn't. That's a really funny one. So right now it just says Act 7 stream staring R3 Apocalypse. I mean, that is weird. I will admit I'm new enough to this. I don't know how to just edit it and change it. I'd be worried that I would lose the whole stream, and I don't want to do that. But I do appreciate people pointing things out. Thank you so much. Let's catch up on some chat a little bit. John is saying it definitely done some questionable awakenings with generics. Yeah, I think that's the concern, right? I think the hesitation from using the generics and the way we answer these questions is from just playing this game for so long and using them and then thinking later, wow, I really wish I hadn't done that. For me, my most recent, it's not an awakening gem, but it's the use of generic 6 zones that I put into a thing for Alliance War defense. And now he's not on defense and I never use him on attack. And while he's in my prestige, I would really love to have used it. I would have really loved to. The chat's making me laugh. I would have really loved to have used it elsewhere right now. I would enjoy that.
I probably have done the worst use of awakening gems in this whole game. When 12.0 came out in that year, we got in quite a short amount of time, we got 2 awakening gems, at least for my level of play. And I was a really big fan of the original Daredevil, not the one that got buffed, but the other one. And I pulled a skill 4-star awakening gem. For those of you who haven't been with the game at that time, that was a really valuable resource at that time.
Yeah.
And I put it in Daredevil Netflix. I picked the wrong Daredevil and basically awakened a champ I didn't like. And then I went ahead and took the second awakening gem. It was a generic. And I put it in Daredevil Original. Both champions are sitting on 4-star rank 3, I believe, and have never really helped me in the game. So really take a good look at where you use your awakening gems. I think that's the lesson here. Lesson learned for me.
Oh, 100%. And then before I started this fight, I feel like I saw people saying that Kabam would maybe give me my generics back. I did this probably 3 or 4 months ago, or maybe it was only 2. Time has been a weird thing this year. I don't. If you really think they'd give them back, please let me know. But I
think you gotta be quicker.
Yeah.
I think if you accidentally rank up Thor, Jane Foster to rank 3, and you immediately message Kabam that you did a mistake there, they'll correct it for you, but not if it was like 3 months ago.
Yeah. Did you just bring up good old Jor? Are you trying to taunt me there? Is that?
For me, that's Jor is the prime example of a champion I don't like.
That was funny. Let's see. Dap, how are you doing, man? Thank you so much for making it out. The Alpac. Wow, that is there, and there's so many awesome YouTubers out there. I think we have a bunch in the chat themselves, and I'm in alliance with what feels like 45 of them. That is a really kind thing to say. Thank you so much. I'm glad you made it. We're going to get another Did You Dap It Up or Don't Dap It Up soon? December has been a crazy month, right? Like we all thought we were busy this year, and then December came. That's just 2020 for us. So, Meta is an APOC fan club. So if I'm gonna have to, okay. Thank you so much for even watching, dude. I always appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah, Dap Jor. I made that. So for those who don't know, Jor is I misspoke, which I do a lot. And I was saying like I didn't want to pull a lady Thor Jane Foster, and then I accidentally called her Jor. And I think because I misspeak so much, I've just learned to just laugh at it and make it into a joke. And now it's kind of stuck. I thought it was hilarious. So now I just call her Jor, and which is much easier to say for me. Atomic Blitz. That's right. Yeah, and I remember you from some comments. You commented on a video not too long ago. I can't remember the exact comment. I apologize, but I know that you did. Thank you so much for stopping by. And then Hen, thank you for stopping by too. And Fox, it feels like everyone is here. Let's finish this lane, and then we'll do another one. But in between the lanes, I had something I thought would be kind of fun to do in between this lane and the next one.
Just a quick update. Apocalypse is down.
Oh, you got? Were you just doing timeouts this whole time?
Yeah, it took me half an hour, but I took down Apocalypse.
Wow, there's always a place in an alliance for someone who's willing to do that. So am I the only person that's even remotely like pleased or surprised that Apocalypse can just parry on this mighty charge lane? Or was this common knowledge for everyone?
I didn't notice that, honestly. But I think that is not usual, at least. Maybe, buddy. Some more intel? Chat? Hey, Wet Noodle, what up?
The only time I'm ever playing Apocalypse, and I kind of wish he could do something, is I wish he had like a power control, but that would just be ridiculous.
I mean, we can't really have another Scarlet Witch in the game, right?
This is true.
In the chat, there's actually some talk around Cosmic Ghost Rider. Cosmic Graph asked if we guys thought he was overrated, because he'd only hit 8k crits on his with buffs, and his crazy damage would be extremely difficult to achieve. And I actually recommend checking out some of Vega's videos here, because I think it was also a stream where he highlighted that even if you mess up his rotation, you still have always a chance at getting back in it, and it's not actually that hard to maintain him, I think, at least for me.
Yeah, just to echo that real quick, do I think he's overrated? I think he's overrated if people think he's going to solve all your problems. And I think it's really easy to get carried away with that because he looks so darn cool. We were waiting for him for a long time. The Heralds of Galactus have been a massive disappointment. And then we got this champion came out who can do incredible yellow numbers. So I think we were wanting this person, and then we got something that gets us excited also, and you combine those two, and we got what we felt was going to be maybe the next Ghost or Quake. So yes, I think if you're expecting the next Ghost or Quake, I think that's overrating. But thank you, Z, for bringing that up. And we did do a lot of testing, and I put out, I think, like 3 videos on his rotation, and then I was able to solo a couple Alliance War bosses with him, Killmongers, which I'm sure you've seen from Legacy. And I think I think he's excellent. I think he's excellent. I really do. I think he deserves to be in that top tier of the Cosmic class. So, and it's about, like Z was saying, for those who don't know, I'm sorry, this is Z on the line here too. I forgot to introduce you, Z. I apologize. I think once you kind of understand, I think once you get the idea, and this is difficult to do, is that it's not that he has a specific rotation that you need to do. And with so many champions, I think we want to say, like, okay, go to the SP3, then you're going to go to the SP2, and then just repeat the SP1s to refresh the X, Y, or Z buff, right? That's not Cosmic Ghost Rider. What you want to do is understand his judgment system and then what that's going to achieve or unlock, or the buff it's going to put on you. And once you get that down, I think you can use him for quite a bit. And I think he's awesome. So I really like Cosmic Ghost Rider. So sorry, I took a few minutes on that one. And then we did this lane in stream, or this node on stream the other day, and I still don't think I fully understand the node. Part of it's because I was trying to talk through it. So we'll just kind of have some fun with that. And I wanted to test out Falcon. I thought Falcon might be an answer. Was there any other chat? Orange Cheetos talking about the rotation. Yeah, the thing though is it depends on the fight and the amount of health the opponent has, and I think what you're trying to do. And then I think there's also some rotations, if you want to call them that, where you can trigger Dex. It's not a big deal at all. Go ahead and trigger it, right? Because some champions have maybe they're going to throw their heavy, and you're going to need to Dex that, or they have an unblockable special. There's just things that happen that make you need to trigger Dex. That's fine. Just go to your SP3 and get that massive fury from it. It's great. And then just come back in, and your judgments will reset, and then you can trigger the power gain. You're going to get to your SP2, and just make sure you don't trigger Dex in that short window. I think is what you should do there. That's what I would recommend. All right, we're going to sacrifice Cable. Cable's going to go in first, just so I can kind of refresh myself on how this node works. I remember thinking that Apocalypse was going to solve it, and he most definitely did not.
Yeah, obviously there's always something not every champion in the game, or no, that's not what I wanted to say. There's always something a champion cannot solve. I mean, even if you take Quake, arguably the best champion in the game, and put her on a true strike node, she won't solve that for you.
She's a tricky little one. I enjoy fighting her. I feel like, to me, it feels like two ninjas going at it. Like, it's way more control than I normally feel in this game. I feel like I have way more control. There's way more give and take, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Poor Cable right there.
Oh, man. I might revive him. For those who might be new, I don't mind using items at all. I would rather interact, have fun, test stuff out. I don't want to jump in and use a bunch of units, but I really want to see Cable or Falcon, and I missed that parry, and that ruined it for him. And I'd like to see how he handles this.
Yeah, that Falcon also is just rank 1. And that's a 78k opponent.
I'm beginning to think I didn't miss the parry. I think there's something on the node I'm not understanding.
Yeah, there might be some node we overlooked.
Because I don't normally have trouble parrying her. It's definitely shutting down her evade, which is nice.
Yeah.
The tenacity is not fun.
I mean, I usually take Guardian against Black Widow because he can parry her non-contact.
Yeah. So Iron Patriot's actually saying she can't be stunned by passive. I don't think. That's really weird. No, I'm not saying what you're saying is weird. I'm saying that I mean, they're even saying that every time she's stunned, she immediately removes the stun and gains an evade charge. Oh, so maybe I was stunning her, but then she was gaining the evade charge, which is why he then worked out well when he backed up. Yeah. I know, Timor, I apologize. I want to call you Tom Moore. I don't know why. I apologize for that. So Timor, photo and video, you need to parry and build up her charges in green. Then Dax, and she gets stunned by... Yeah, maybe there's just no workaround. That's how I feel, Asmitash. It's just too much reading in a node. The parries don't stun her, but they apply a charge. Yeah, got it. You have to land a bunch of parries, build the charges, Dex, then go ham. Okay.
Is she metal?
So, no, she's not. So there's really not a champion that can just solve this for you. This is really a node, and Iron Patriot saying it as I'm saying it. You really have to play the node. That's unfortunate. I was hoping that we could have some fun and find someone that would get around the node for us. But that's actually kind of cool. You know, that's the feedback we gave Kabam.
Yeah, I really like with the newer content I see coming out that Kabam apparently really has listened, and the content overall seems more fun than it used to look, and less like, oh, you need this man thing for this fight or you're screwed. More like almost any champion can do this, but it probably can get a little difficult.
Yeah, I agree. Or there's multiple options for the node instead of there just being... Man, I just am messing this up. I think the node and her and trying to talk is just probably one more thing that I can do, and that's okay. There is not a champion that could solve this. Enter Ghost. That's that's true. That is funny and true, and funny because it's true.
Mr. Megafarts suggests restarting the quest because don't waste revives. Right there.
Oh, thank you. And you know what? I think if I was just doing this on my own, I would maybe do that. But I'll just go ahead and try to play around this. And the whole point was to test Apocalypse on the lane.
Actually, I sometimes I think to myself, if I start a quest new 10 times, I probably end up using at least 6 of those energy refills, which then doesn't cost much more in terms of units if I would just have revived like 2 times. So I think it's a difficult lane walk when to restart and when just do it.
Yeah, that was bad. This is a really enjoyable fight. Because you have to take into account her kit too.
Admittedly, I don't really understand the node.
A couple of people broke it down.
Yeah.
So you do want to parry, and then when you evade, she's going to get that big stun.
Ah, okay. So there you have an opening to do plenty of damage. I think Magneto is doing quite good here.
He's handling her shock damage well, which is helping when I make mistakes. I'm going to end up in some trouble. Oh, okay, so you can kind of... Yeah, that's my fault. right here, I want to Dex if I can. And then, yeah, so... but then you got to remember the tenacity. She's going to get me. I kind of want to do this lane again, but not on stream. I might come and do this for a video, but I think you all are right. I don't think there is a champion that just handles it.
A little side note here. I just looked at one of our channels on the Discord server. Congrats, Hatch, to becoming Thronebreaker here with your new rank 3 mole man there.
Oh, he did it?
Great, yeah, he did it.
Huge congratulations, Hedge. It's all so that was for Thronebreaker. That's cool. I hope that buff is everything we hope and dream and everything it should be. And Mr. Moore, I agree. It is weird to forget Easter. And yeah, I did start having I actually started really enjoying it. And then I think Magneto made it so I didn't feel like I was just absurdly punished when I made a mistake. So that was a fun note. I really enjoyed that. I did really enjoy that. All right, so I would like to we'll go ahead and finish this off, and then we're going to actually come right back into this quest for another lane that I think Magneto, or not Magneto, sorry, Apocalypse should be good for. I'm getting a little bit of lag. I do remember when we all thought Netflix Daredevil. I'm still holding out hope that there's just something we're not seeing, right? Sometimes it takes a little while. Sometimes it takes a little while and we still don't see anything. But sometimes we realize that they're pretty great.
I mean, I don't remember if it was Ghost or Corvus, but when those came out, the arena scores there were just too low. I mean, they were like the lowest of the past 3 months.
Mm-hmm.
And now they are considered to be the best champions in the game.
You got that right.
So sometimes it just takes time for people to understand it. And maybe looking at Archangel, he was considered good when he came out, really good. And then for like 2 years, he almost completely disappeared. And I don't know if KT1 was the first one to start talking about him again, but he at least was the first one I saw again talking about him and pointing out that he's actually really, really, really great at this time of the game, this place of the game.
100% agree. And he was the first one I saw really start pushing the idea that he was coming back, that Archangel was coming back into the meta for that reason. So, Tom, thank you for the drive-by like. I appreciate it. Yes, the buff does not appear to be good, and it is that little bit of time is taking a really long time. Man, Falcon, yeah. No, we know them all on Twitter. I like that. That's top of the trash heap. Thank you, Tom. Everyone crazy for approximately. Yeah. So the huge numbers are what, and it's understandable. That's just how we work, right? We see the huge thing and we're like, this champion's incredible. I need them, right? Proxima's a great example. Long Shot, Cull Obsidian, and I'm sure there's more. I am looking for something specific. I'm not.
I think we talked earlier about messaging Kabam. I think you should message Kabam and tell Kabam you want to rank down your namer. I think it's totally inappropriate for you to have a rank 5 namer.
Maybe that'll be our Christmas gifts this year. Is some rank down tickets. So I know we all like different things. I want to take a few minutes though. And we're only going to open 20. but the Spider Ham and Immortal Abomination crystal is back out, and I am doing less of the crystals. There's a lot of reasons for it. Mainly, I just think the game is moving in a really cool direction, where the huge benefit that you received from getting these like brand new champions all the time, I think has been really, really significantly minimized. That being said, I really like spam, and I am going with the nickname spam. Someone wrote it, I don't recall exactly who, but I think it's hilarious. And then I do like Immortal Abomination. For those who don't know, I got very lucky, like insanely lucky. I think it only took 60 crystals, and I got them both as 6 stars. I would like to awaken each of them. I would love to awaken Spam, Spider Ham. And so we're going to open 20 real quick. I'll probably pop 10 and then spin out 10, and then we'll get right back into the gameplay. But I saw this crystal come up today, and I wanted to at least get a few. So we're not looking for any new. I'm not looking for new. So let's just hope for an awakening. 6-star Dragon Man incoming. That would be funny. Did I did pick the right crystal, didn't I? Whew, got me worried. Okay.
It doesn't look like the one with the 4-star in it.
Yeah. All right. I will pop them, though. I will pop these, and then we'll spin out the other, and then we'll get right back to the gameplay. All right.
Excitement is growing. Still can't see what you got. There, no new. That's looking good.
All right. And that's
at least the 4-star dupe.
Yeah. Then that's what we normally get. You know what, though? I am happy with the 3 5-stars. And then, I think gifting is starting tomorrow. So we'll take a look at that and see what's in those crystals. I'm sorry, what'd you say, Z?
Or maybe this evening. I thought somebody earlier today. Let me just take a look at the chat here. 13 hours until gifting event. That's what Shadow wrote earlier today. 7 hours ago. Oh yeah, it's probably starting either tonight or tomorrow early.
Wow. All right. The sorcerer would have been awesome. All right. Come on. I really would love to awaken both of these champions. The Immortal Abomination awakened ability does seem to be really helpful for him getting into his damage, and he does have great damage. It seems like it takes him a bit to get into it, so anything we could do to speed that up would be appreciated. And then I'm sure most of you do not know, I don't even know if I've put it on the channel yet. I don't think I have. It's just been in the member channel. I took my Spider Ham to rank 3. He's just so much fun. Oh, there he is. I would love to awaken him. It seems like the awakened ability is mainly defensive utility.
It's so exciting. You know, I'm looking here at the, I think it's about 30 seconds replay.
Yeah.
And just the rollover over that Mr. Sinister.
Yeah. Who I wanted, because with Apocalypse, I want to test all of his synergies. I want to test them all. And Sinister can do some cool stuff. And then now that Kingpin's getting buffed, that's a great synergy partner for Sinister. So, do you notice that they're taunting me with that 6-star Fury? Are you seeing that? That's the 3rd time I've seen him scroll by.
I mean, come on. Yeah, but you can't really get him.
No, that's what's weird, right? It's so for those who don't know, there he is again and again. That was 2 more. I don't have 6-star Nick Fury. Condi Burger, how are you doing? Thank you so much for showing up. I do not have a 6-star Fury. There, and again, why are they doing this to me?
For the jokes.
Yeah.
Kabam knows you have a YouTube channel, and it's kind of running gag and the Invisible Woman. there too. And
if we got rank down tickets this year, this year, I think she's the one I would. Wow.
You have her on rank 3, right?
I do have her at rank 3. I would talk to my BG leader though, because we do place her on defense. But she is definitely who I would rank down. All right.
She seems like Mr. Fantastic also. She and Mr. Fantastic seem like the worst of the Fantastic Four, the not so Fantastic 2 maybe. And I think that's a bit sad. I mean, not every champion can be a god tier champion.
No.
So, again, that rollover over that sorcerer.
Yeah, and I would really, as excited as I was, and I still am for Tigra, I think Sorcerer is going to be I'm leaning strongly towards her as my next Mystic rank 3. I like her so much.
Yeah, absolutely.
Man. Tam,
you could argue about it, but I think she's one of the top 3 champions that came out this year.
Yes,
and she's pretty darn good.
I was really hoping to get just super stupid lucky and awaken Spider-Ham and or I-Bomb. But with gifting coming up and stuff, I mean, we've got to set limits. And I think this is it.
Yeah, Time Solo, you'll have fun with your rank 5 Guardian. He definitely is a top shelf champion. And the shock damage you'll do, you'll be surprised. Oh, Claire.
All right, and then we're just because I know I've been told that people really like to see this. We'll open the match sig. I'll just pop them, then we'll get right back to the gameplay.
Yeah, I think I'll leave in a couple of minutes. Gotta go to bed.
Okay.
And...
Don't leave yet, Z. Hold on.
Okay.
Hold on. Here, let's do something fun for the chat. Are people enjoying the crystals? I feel like they are. Just hold on. This will be worth your while. It'll take about
absolutely
45 seconds.
Six-star featured.
Yeah, you saw how close we were.
Yeah. Did you the stream now is off? So is that right?
Oh,
or
no.
Did you just put on the...
Yeah, I just changed the to the be right back.
Okay.
All right, we are so close. We are so close to the 6-star featured crystal there. And I thought I was gonna have another 5-star crystal to open, which I don't somehow. So, and we so rarely get Z on the stream, and we're having fun. And I really do want to try to awaken these 2 champions. So we're gonna pop these very quickly.
Oh, I'm honored.
And then we're gonna open the 6-star featured. Well, assuming we need to get at least 1 5-star. We have to get. I opened the Max Sig. I just opened them. The chat is a little bit behind, so here we go.
And the stash seems to be filling up quite a bit. Server Monster.
Okay, we got at least 1 5-star, so we have enough for the feature.
Hey, you've seen already more than I did. Oh, now there it is.
All right, so that was good. It wasn't what I really wanted, but that's fine. And then we're going to open up the featured crystal. Oh, got it. Thank you, Opto. It's okay. And honestly, no one, please don't feel badly for me. I had set a limit, and I was happy to go to 40. So Coming out with only 30 is fine. And now we're going to be able to do the featured crystal. So many hits in here. I did an opening and I felt like I got so insanely lucky to do as well as I did. I'm really excited about this. There are so many champions I would just love SIG levels on. I would also love to awaken Elsa. I know so many people think she's awesome. I'm personally not seeing it, but having her as a 6-star and awakened, I think would really help me in testing her. More SIG levels on Ghost, Apocalypse, Professor X would be incredible. And then just getting Dragon Man. I would really love to just get Dragon Man. All right.
He's awesome.
He is.
I pulled him from these Cavalier crystals you could buy from the holiday store. I bought some of those from the 2020 ones. I got him as a 5-star, and I took him to rank 3, did a bit of testing, and now he's rank 4. I love him.
You love all right. There, you heard it right there from Z himself. Yes, thumbs are pressed, and here we go. Oh, and Mr. Fantastic. I actually would really like Mr. Fantastic. So there's a lot of hits in here. A lot of great pulls.
Chris spinning for me. Thumbs are pressed.
Yes! Woo! Sorry if I just...
Wait.
I did back away from the microphone before I yelled. I hope I did not just yell in your ears.
Great.
Oh, man. The luck has been outrageous. Outrageous.
Yeah, I was afraid I was going to be the anti-lucky hat for today, but it seems like I was.
You, or I think you were like the I can't think of the right word, but you helped charge it up because I'm not even wearing it. It's in the back. It's back there. I don't think you can even see it. But and yes, Man Falcon, we must also. The thumbs were pressed, and so I think unbelievable, absolutely.
Congrats, Vega.
So now I have a real decision to make. I'm sorry, we were going to get back to the gameplay. We will. I have a real decision to make because, well, obviously I'll just continue to open these, but I am getting pretty close to the Mystic Tier 5 CC. I'm getting, as you can see, I'm getting pretty close to it. I would imagine by the end of the year we get there, just with all the various deals and Christmas and there's some selectors coming up right as we finish Act 7, and then I additionally have I have a Mystic Awakening gem.
Oh, I mean.
Right.
His signature ability is pretty nice.
Yeah, it is. And I'm starting to get to the point where I would like to put I would like to start putting some of these Mystic Sigstones to work. So he's
probably not going to play in your prestige though.
I don't think so. That's
pretty good already. So
he'd have to be above thing, and I'd have to get him to SIG 200. So there's a lot there that would mean he probably wouldn't.
I think the only two you're missing, or the only two where you could potentially get your SIG higher are Namor, and probably if you put some more stones in Silver Surfer, right?
Silver Surfer is at 200 now. I took him up too. Wow. All right. So we'll get and Mega Farts. Yeah, I think I probably will ask. Taters and yes, Iron Patriot. And so for those of you who don't know, and I am going to do an account tour. I've had a couple of requests to do an account tour and kind of like a channel update video. I will do that soon. I'm waiting on something specific, and I'll get that. And when I do the video, you'll know what it is. But so the procedure on the account is 13,852. So yeah, as Z was pointing out, it really take like a Namor or something like that. I am pumped. This was awesome. Thank you all for coming along for that. The opening there, that was fun, and it definitely more than makes up for not awakening Spider Ham and Immortal Abomination, and then they'll be in the next featured crystal. So
Yeah, absolutely.
Not going to go too crazy on that.
Also, guys, have a good night.
Oh yeah,
I'll head to bed now and see you soon.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thanks for having. For having me.
Of course, dude. Thanks for stopping by. And I realized it was probably like 30 minutes ago that I told you 5 more minutes. So
no, absolutely, you're fine.
All right.
Thank you.
All right, take care, buddy.
Have fun, guys. Ciao.
Good night. And then, so obviously this lane, it's the masochism. I just want to take Apocalypse through it. I want to see how it works out. If we realize that he's not handling masochism, I'll just back right out. But I think he's going to handle it just fine. And obviously this was, there's a benefit to having a skill attacker for a lane like this. Yep, he is just handling this no problems. And then obviously, you know, as you get more and more experience with him, you could be landing his heavy after her specials and her heavy. I think his heavy takes a lot of practice, though, on landing it as far as getting the spacing correct. We're going to lose the weakness there. So this was not the best example of playing him well. Even with the debuffs lasting as long as they do, I didn't manage them very well. And then, of course, with her being poison immune, that's limiting his damage a little bit. And my insistence on trying to bait her SP1 is not helping. All right. I think this should end it. Mega farts you don't like. Oh, all right. Well, thanks for stopping by, buddy. I appreciate it a lot. John, what did everyone get excited for? So we ended up getting enough crystals to open up a featured 6-star. And I was saying that, you know, really my most desired, I had a couple most desired, a lot of champions I'd love to get. Sig levels on, but the big one was Dragon Man, and as has been the ridiculous luck lately, Dragon Man was who came up. So excited, and I think we had a lot of fun celebrating that. Nigel, anyone know what Daredevil went for? No, I do not. Actually, I do not. If anyone else knows, please let us know. Man Falcon, Dragon Man has a very interesting kind of mystic cap. Yeah, that's a good analogy. Only 22nd overall prestige. Okay. Well, it is what it is. I'll definitely continue to, I think, open the feature, see if I can awaken him that way. I've only used, I think, one of my awakening gems so far. And ironically, it was on Cosmic Ghost Rider, who I then pulled. But that was fine. I have another Cosmic. Longshot or Dragonman to R3 both do 20, and both are best Mystic options I have. I would probably say Dragonman. I think he has significantly more utility, especially if you want someone for prestige and that you can start placing those 6 stones into. I think his SIG is really helpful. And I agree with Megaforce. Longshot is super fun. Oh, got it. You're saying bye to Z. Yeah, Z's a great guy. He's been helping me with my channel for a very long time. I'm not even sure how we met anymore, but he's been helping me out with a tremendous amount of things well before we started streaming and things like that. So he's a great dude. John, yeah, it was 6-star featured, and it was fun. We had a lot of fun with it. Opto, is using 140 units against Mojo worth it for the Apox shards? I don't know. I mean, as you saw, right? Like, I got stupidly lucky with the Dragon Man pool, and it's been that way for a while on this channel. But you saw the Cavalier crystals, like it was just a bunch of 4 stars and 5 stars, which is great. Don't get me wrong, but you so rarely get what you're shooting for from the crystals, especially the ones that you're using resources on. So, Michael, thinking about R3 Max on dupe, but didn't think it'd be that much difference. Okay, so I really like his duped ability. Not only does it, I don't remember if it increases the damage on his heavy or if it's what gives the extra damage on his heavy. Either way, I think it's really nice. And it also, I think, allows one to play Magneto very more aggressively. Let's put it that way. Significantly more aggressively as far as using his heavy, holding it down to make sure you get the Paris, and also doing the heavy into heavy, which I think you could maybe see. I was very scared to do with Apocalypse there, and that would have increased or decreased the length of that fight a lot. So I think his SIG is nice. I think he's still worthy of the rank 3 without it, though. So for what it's worth, and yeah, John, I'm always hesitant to tell or to ever suggest using units to get crystals, just because the crystals are so frequently not going to go the way you want. They're so frequently not going to go the way that you want, and you could use your units for revives or potions or things that are guaranteed. There's so rarely are things guaranteed in this game, but sometimes they are. And Moxie, how are you doing, buddy? I'm glad you're here. And if you just showed up, you missed it. We opened up 30 of the Spider Ham and Immortal Abomination crystals, and then a 6-star featured crystal. And the 6-star featured crystal went incredibly well, and we were able to pull Dragon Man, which I am extremely pumped up about. And then in general, we're testing Apocalypse here, and it's been pointed out to me, and I do appreciate it, that the title says that we are staring at him, or that he's staring at us. It's really not clear who's staring. Is it him? Is it us? Either way, someone is staring. And we tested him against the mighty charge that's in this chapter, and now we're testing him against masochism. He clearly works against both. I'm not sure he's necessarily the best answer for either lane, but getting around a node like that is a big deal, I think. Let's go ahead and refresh those debuffs. Something I did not do well against Nebula earlier. Yeah, Moxie, actually, I do have all the ones I want now. I'm still going to stick with it. I do have a Mystic Awakening gem. But I would love SIG levels on so many of those champions. I'd love to naturally awaken Dragon Man. See, I started talking, I let those debuffs fall off. But I would love to awaken Dragon Man without having to use the awakening gem. And then I would love sig levels on so many of these champions. And that's why I don't often talk while I'm playing. Man, there's so many mistakes there. Michael, thank you for the congrats. I appreciate it. I'm as usual. I'm genuinely very excited about the pool. And now it's not that there's no need to heavy, but once you throw those the SP3, those debuffs become permanent. Now these will not, because I just placed them. No, none of. So I think we were figuring out that Dragon Man wouldn't increase my prestige. Dormammu would be so jealous of. That's funny. That's true. Yeah, I will. I'm going to want to do. You know what? There is a can't stop, won't stop lane in here somewhere, and now we have the Dragon Man to test that out. That will be a lot of fun. That will be a lot of fun. Let's go ahead and use Magneto, see if we can't speed this up a little bit. 6-star Waking Jump for Christmas. People are saying, I think that's too generous. I think it would be. I would hate, or I don't know, hate's a strong word. What I would not like is if it's limited to Thronebreaker. I understand that they are trying to incentivize us to get Thronebreaker, and it's a game that depends on us pushing content and things like that. But I don't like how much better the rewards and calendars and deals are for Thronebreaker. So I don't know. It's always so tough too, because there's players like myself who have Thronebreaker. And then there's people who just became Thronebreaker. And I feel like for someone like that awakening would be such a big deal. And they probably just tried their butts off to get to it and would love it. So I think it just shows you there's no way to make everyone happy, right? There's no way to make everyone happy. And my personal stance on it is, you know what? If I'm doing just fine, I'm playing this game the way I'd like to play it. And if they do stuff that helps out other people, that's great. It's not like if they, what's the tier below? It's Cavalier. It's not like if they gave Cavalier players a 6-star Awakening gem. It's not like they're taking one away from me. I'm not sure Apocalypse wouldn't have been faster, or if I just built to a bigger SP3, that probably would have been the smarter play there. Apocalypse is a beast. Yes, he is, and he's handling. I was actually really surprised by the Mighty Charge. Then I read through the node a little bit better, and it actually made a lot of sense, though. I think it was Mighty Charge 1. John Vega, I'm currently hunting 5-star Aegon, Nick Fury, Doom, and Human Torch. Obviously, they're in different dual class stars. Which should I target to help me the most in Act 6? Wow, man, I honestly don't know. I would just say the skill one, but that's based purely on the fact that there's 2 of those champions in the skill. Act 6 has not only has it been a long time since I was there, it has changed. And I think because of more champions being released, there's become more answers to it. So I would go with the skill just because you had Fury and Aegon, and then those would help you in Abyss too, assuming you haven't done Abyss. Up to will long shot be good in the last 3 quests in Act 5? I again, I just don't know. That was so long ago for me. But he's a good champion. If anyone knows, please help him out. As much as it sucks for cat players, I think it's only right that thoroughbreakers who do a lot more content and work get the better rewards. I agree that I think it's fair and it makes sense that as you progress through the game, you get more rewards. They help you continue to do content and that sort of thing. And I think Man Falcon's making a good point too, that Cav is like a hard group to cater for, so much spread. Yeah. And you know, Cam, who has been my incursions partner of late, made some good points about like maybe there should actually be more tiers of titles, because you have like a player again like myself who's I had a rank 3 for a very long time, and then you have people who like just got it, and our accounts are going to look very differently, and so that there's as you not trickle down. I hate those terms, but as you get to the other titles, I think you're going to see even more of a spread. So I don't know, Michael. I think I would want to test him on more because there's more than one version of the Mighty Charge. I would like to test him out on the other ones before I just confidently say you're good to go on any of them. I think it was Mighty Charge 1. In fact, we're still in that. We should take a look at it. So it was this Mighty Charge 1. And you guys can't see it because of my face. Let's remove this. Let me find. I'm trying to move it, and there we go. So if you can see it, so it says while performing a medium dash attack, the defender purifies all attack debuffs. And Apocalypse has that, was it the 100% reduced ability to purify? So it makes sense. And I'm pretty sure the other Mighty Charges are not written in the same way. So it might just be Mighty Charge 1. Either way, I think that's cool for Apocalypse, but I don't want to overgeneralize it and stretch it out too far as how powerful that ability of his is. Who do you think is better for Electro Luke, Havoc or Namor? I don't have an Omega Red. I would probably say Namor. I've only fought him once, and it was on a stream. And Namor, I think, did pretty well, if I remember correctly. But Havoc could be an answer too. I'm a new cat player, so I'm not going to complain about what I get, but I understand for new cat players. Yeah, Mega Force. I mean, that's such a great example of what we're talking about, right? It is a big pool of players who've either just gotten it or have been there for a while. Yes, I am very excited for the war season. Last war season was tough. Had a lot actually personally happen, and my time I was able to dedicate to the game was limited, but I was really excited about the way I was able to finish it. Had a couple boss solos, and that's a big deal in my alliance. They treat the boss node very seriously, as you should. And so even just being given the opportunity to take it, I had the best option for it in the rank 3 Cosmic Ghost Rider, but being given the opportunity to take it was a real sign of confidence, and I was excited to do that. I'll answer a couple more questions and we'll do a little bit of gameplay. Man Falcon, I would like a choice of a generic Awakening Gem or a class Awakening Gem. Oh, for the Christmas gift, that would be good. Mega Force Extension, yeah. Namor, good point to confirm that it should be a high sig. Germ, oh, I didn't know that. I didn't know that you were Dizzy MCC. Very cool. And that's where you went. I've been wondering. I actually thought of you the other day. I don't remember what had come up, but there was a question. And I realized that I hadn't seen you in a bit. It's great to see you. And I'm so glad you're back. And thanks for coming and checking this out. Thank you. Thank you for doing that. Yusuf, how you doing? Thanks for showing up. Scoop, thank you. I hope you have a great Sunday too. We are checking out Apocalypse versus Masochism. We checked him out against one of the Mighty Charge lanes. and he did well. But if you missed it, one of the things I wanted to point out is it was just Mighty Charge 1. But I got to tell you, nodes like this masochism, they are very annoying to me. And having him just get around it is pretty impressive. Pretty valuable. Refresh the debuffs with the heavy. And then I love that ability to stun the defender with the first light attack into the block. It takes a little bit of getting used to, because you, for those of you who are used to hitting the block, maybe to build their power or to manipulate the power in the fight, you find yourself accidentally doing it sometimes. But once you get used to it, it's just awesome. It's a whole nother way to control the fight. And you don't really, I feel like it's a huge benefit, and any potential downside is minimized. PP, how you doing? Thanks for showing up. Daniel, thank you for coming in. Thank you. Yeah, it's funny. It's like I am in love with a little crush. I have a MCOC crush on Apocalypse, and so I'm enjoying putting it out there. And you never know. You never know if folks are going to like it or not. So, awesome, Josh. Can't wait for the level up events. Like I wait for them. I'm going to wait for the next one. I'm hoping we have one coming in just a few hours. Actually, hopefully it's time. Tweety, where am I from? I am from California. I was born and raised in Southern California, and then spent almost my whole life there. And now I am in Northern California. Dizzy or Germ, about to hit it back on Discord. 9 minutes. 9 minutes. You are back and you are doing better than ever. That's awesome. Yeah, I'd love to see it. Please do. Dizzy is a great player. Germ is a smart, great player, so that is not surprising. All right, buddy. Thanks so much for stopping by. I hope you have I love a good nap. Can just recharge you. How much units should I save for the last 3? Those are always tough questions, buddy. I am sorry. I feel like I'm just giving you a bunch of non-answers, but they're just not the answers I think you're looking for. The how many units questions are always tough for me, because I think they depend on so many different things. They depend on what roster you're bringing it in. They depend on how you're playing that day. As we discussed earlier in the stream, sometimes we are playing on fire. Like I can evade everything. And then there's other days where I'm like, I can't land a parry to save my life. So there's that. And then there's also RNG, right? So it is. I'm sorry. I know it's nice to have a real set answer there. I would suggest farming the revives, farming the potions as best you can, and going in and go in overpowered. Go in with more than you think you need. That way, if it is hard or it's more difficult or RNG doesn't go your way or something, you're not having to resort to units. Yeah, Daniel, thanks so much. And I always appreciate people pointing out things, because it's how we're going to learn. But yeah, it was pointed out pretty early on, and so what I've been trying to figure out is who's doing the staring. Is it Apocalypse, or is it us, or is it me? But you're definitely correct. In fact, yesterday I completely butchered a thumbnail. I used the term top shelf for my highest ranked champions, or just good luck in general. And I had written that did this guy just evade? So I had messed up the thumbnail and I had written shelf top, and a buddy of mine, Ink, he's evading. Isn't he not supposed to be able to evade? If anyone has the answer to that, let me know, please. I'll look up in a few minutes. He's definitely a metal champ. Ah, got it. Okay. Thank you, John. I feel like, and I'll check it afterwards, and I'm very open to the idea I'm wrong. I feel like Magneto's ability says metal champs cannot miss or be evaded by metal champions. So it's not even ability accuracy. I'm really curious to check this out. Daniel, okay, I didn't know that. And Mr. Moore definitely gives the best answer, which is, oh, it's Mr. Autoblock. Let's check this out to confirm. But I think Mr. Moore gives the best answer there with it's Kabam. Has anyone checked out the Realm game? I kind of enjoy it. It's miss an auto block. It's not evade. Okay. I believe you. I'm still just going to try to figure out why I'm thinking it's evade. Yeah. I think I am assuming it's the ability accuracy, which would go back to maybe a previous answer. I still like Mr. Moore's answer if it's Kabam, though. That's usually the right answer. So role-playing games just not your type. Yeah, I'm having a little bit of difficulty with the attacking system and like where to place my hands. We're back to Realm now. I do really enjoy it, though. I find it fun. I just have a little bit of time type of thing. In no way do I ever see it taking my interest off of this game, though. But it seems cool. Wow, being able to parry King Groot is pretty fun. That's another thing I know is that it is just Apocalypse's heavy that refreshes the debuff. It's not the bleed from the heavy. I think most people probably realize that from reading it, but it's easy to take a combo to the face. I mean, but look at that. Even with talking and doing all this and trying to force him to throw his SP1, I've still ended up with plenty of time to refresh those debuffs. Now, again, because of talking, I forgot that I wanted to throw the SP1, the SP2. Then I tried to force that. So mistakes are being made. All right, this fight will end soon, I promise. Look at that. MRock is very good if you have experience with most. Yeah, and that's one thing that's been interesting for me is not that I have a ton of experience with them, but there's a lot of people playing it who do not. And that's you know, when you're on their team, that's not that fun. But when they're on the other team, it's really enjoyable. Subpar Summoner, your take on it seems very similar to mine. I'm just using it as kind of a enjoyable, yeah, just kind of exactly what you're saying. You're working on exploring variant 4. Can I give you any dummies guide destructive feedback now? I feel like when I read it, it actually isn't in English. Oh, wow. I wish I could. Unfortunately, you and I have the exact same reading of it. There are just some nodes in this game, and I think Tater said it on his stream. He's like, that's just too many sentences. That's too many sentences in the node. I get that they have to make this complex, and I like that they make this game complex. But there are nodes that like that I just am like, I really don't know. So I'm sorry if someone has a really good answer on that. Please let me know too. Me and Subpar Summoner. It's the answer when MHUC defies logic. Yeah. Like I am still getting used to the idea that something guaranteed to happen 100% of the time doesn't mean it's actually going to happen 100% of the time. That's a thing. That's a thing. And I get it, right? Like I think on some level, this game's gone, 6 years, and they've probably painted themselves into some corners, and they know that if they nerf a champion or something like that, we will be outraged. And so they're doing their best. I think it's very rarely with, I don't think it's probably ever with evil intent. So yeah, we just got to kind of get used to it. Asmitosh is answering the question about destructive feedback. Thank you. I appreciate it. Ghost Was or like Super Saiyan. Okay, people are answering the question. So thank you. I appreciate it. John, so I tested Ultron drone with Falcon. Interesting. Well, Falcon's supposed to shut down evade, right? 100% of the time. Keep that in mind. So Falcon's shutting down the evade 100% of the time, but if there's a node in war, will increase it, and maybe it has to do with his abilities, but Mr. Fantastic can still evade in some chances against Falcon. So that's a perfect example of what we were literally just talking about. That's awesome. All right, I've never fought this Claire before. I think I brought in Sorcerer for a reason, if I remember correctly. Pretty much after Dragon Man, everything is a blur. Looks like we want to alternate our combos. Her specials will be unblockable. That'll be interesting. When she nullifies a buff, she's going to gain power and Footloose. Yeah, let's try Sorcerer. She should, in theory, be very good for this. Read the last three in order. For Kabam, 2% chance to meet 1,000. For Summers, 8%. Yes, that's true. You sound like a man who has done his share of war, right? 3% chance to evade, and they evade on 5 out of 10. If the defender has not made contact with you, or with with you, including blocking, all that damage goes to the defender. But if the defender made any contact with you, it all goes to you. You can parry and not hit while the yellow icon is up. Oh, that's destructive feedback. The one where they store the power when you hit into them. That's what the yellow shield icon is. Yeah, really, if I'm thinking of the right node, then really any champion can take that. It's just a matter of playing around it. That's how I've always handled it. It can get a little frustrating and annoying for sure. I'm not trying to make it sound simple. I missed the first message. So a yellow shield would appear on the... Yeah. Oh, yeah. So we're talking about the same one. I think you can play around that node. It can be difficult, and I could see a champion like Ghost being excellent for it for the reasons being stated or have already been said. So that's the other thing is I will admit I tend not to know the names of the nodes. I know them more as the yellow shield node or something like that. So that's a really cool thing about Sorcerer. Not a lot of people, I think, people probably know it. They're just not aware of it. The her slow goes on activation, or so if they evade it, you're fine. I don't know if I explained that well, but you probably just are getting to see it happening right now. Man, she does not want to throw her special, does she? All right. I was hoping the whole special wouldn't be unblockable when she had me in the corner. I was pretty happy with evading those basic hits, though. I punished her SP2 too late. That's another fun fight. That's another fun fight. Yeah, so John, you're pointing out, yeah, they can block and the slow still hits. I found that out against a Nightcrawler. I think it was back in the previous variant 5. When I first started crushing on Sorcerer. She's awesome. Thanks for stopping by, Subpar Summon. I really appreciate it. Yeah, and thank you. I always appreciate the chat. This chat community is so helpful. Yeah, the corner basic evades were fun there. I really enjoyed that. Let's see how Apocalypse can do, right? He's seen us through this whole gosh darn lane. We should give the guy a shot. I didn't really bring anyone else in, though, that can handle Footloose, so that may become a problem. Maybe I should have her throw her SP1. I wanted to push her to an SP2, because he's going to go bleed immune. Yeah, she just covered so much space. I'm going to try to get the concussion on her and then get up to the SP3 if I can. And maybe that will turn off some of the node. Or he'll just end it in one special two with... Were there no debuffs on her at the time of that? That's what I'm talking about with his damage. His damage is way better than he gets credit for. Now, he is built up, right? We had him at 4 genetic code, but it's not like we had him built up with the Professor X synergy. That was just him. Well, we have what? We have 3 other mutants on the team, but again, these aren't mutants that you mind bringing with you. I was surprised that the special finished her off. I was not expecting that at all. I really did think the fight was going to take long enough where we might need to get to the special 3 to improve the concussion and turn off the node. That was a surprise. Oh, wow. So we got shards for this. I guess we really did not need to buy those crystals. But like I said, we were still well under my budget that I had set. But I'm not going to buy any. I'm not going to get any more. I think we're going to call it today, folks. I really appreciated everyone's chat. This community is awesome. Thank you so much for sticking by. We saw how well Apocalypse works against masochism and at least that version of Mighty Charge, and then getting Dragon Man is awesome. I think I'm going to wait until I'm going to open a few more features. I'm not going to use my Awakening gem on him yet, as much as I like him, and I know that his Awakened ability is important. I want to see if I can get him awakened naturally with a few more featured. I think I'm going to be opening those for quite a while. And then, yeah, I'm going to rank up Dragon Man. I'll see if I can get him to R2, and then maybe we'll take the that Can't Stop, Won't Stop lane as one of our next streams. So thank you so much, everyone, for watching. If you guys are up for it, let's do a quick raid on is a buddy of mine named Celiz, Chelaze. I've been calling him Celiz for years. Man, I can't believe I just made that mistake. They are doing an incursions tournament with 4 Loki. So if you're interested in seeing an incursions tournament, him and Bryn is they're both amazing players, actually. So you can see some high level incursions, and then in this tournament, the winners of it, there's going to be 3 winners, right? First, second, and then there's going to be a bit of a consolation bracket, is going to be gifting through the gifting event some prizes to their subscribers. So if you're Hydrex, I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm going to shut it down because I don't have time to do a whole nother lane. I wish I did. I don't have time to do a whole nother lane, so I'm just going to shut it down. But I'm going to be streaming more and more regularly. I enjoy this too much. I enjoy interacting with everyone way too much to not continue streaming. So go ahead and check this out if you're interested in it. And then the winners of it, and Chelaze has won the last 2 4 Loki tournaments. So I will post a link. Sorry, I just keep talking. But he might be a good one to subscribe to. He does really good war videos. And yeah, so thank you so much, everyone, for stopping by. And let's just go with... we'll go with Vega Raid for that. All right, I will catch you all very, very soon. Take care.